Australia will sign a refugee swap deal with Malaysia on Monday. Immigration Minister Chris Bowen will fly to Kuala Lumpur to meet his Malaysian counterpart and bring the months-long negotiation to an end. It means 800 asylum seekers will soon be transported there in return for Australia resettling 4,000 refugees here. But the opposition says it's offensive to treat human beings like football cards.
The federal government has been negotiating for 2 months and on Monday will put pen to paper.
Look, it's a bad deal. I don't think it's going to stop the boats, and it's another broken promise from a Prime Minister who said that she would never send boat people to a country that hadn't signed the UN Refugee Convention.
The Immigration Minister declined to comment, but Kevin Rudd says human rights concerns will be addressed.
It must also have the support of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. It's those things which I know the Immigration Minister is resolving.
800 asylum seekers will be sent to Malaysia. 4,000 refugees will be resettled in return.
I find it offensive that we're engaging in a human being swap with another country as if human beings are football cards.
The number of boats arriving in Australian waters has declined, but there's debate over whether it's the policy or the tragedy of lost lives that's responsible. Protests at the Christmas Island detention centre have also continued for a third night.
People have barricaded themselves in the gold compound, other detainees in the green compound have dug shallow symbolic graves.
He says processing delays continue to frustrate many detainees. Former Liberal leader Malcolm Turnbull also expressed his frustration over the climate change debate. He says comments about India and China's emissions are embarrassing when Australia emits more per capita than any other country.
Find our regular references to their emissions, and why should we do anything until the Chinese or the Indians do something, while they find those references incredibly galling.
Well, thank you, sir.
It comes just 3 days after this comment by Tony Abbott.
And the other crazy thing about this is that at the same time that our country is proposing to reduce its emissions by 5%, just 5%, the Chinese are proposing to increase their emissions by 500%.
Malcolm Turnbull signalling very clearly, I think, that there are major differences on the coalition side of politics.
Mr Turnbull says climate change is a global effort.
How are you, mate?
Last night's remarks may not be appreciated by his local Liberal teammates. Matt Wordsworth, ABC News, Canberra.